Hello, this is Paige Green at Paige Green's Tutoring, and today is the final video in the series of solving equations. Today we're going to be looking at setting up and solving equations. This isn't going to be like the other videos where you can pause and have a go at a few questions. Instead, this is just going to give you a little idea of how this can come up and you can have a go at some questions in your own time. This is because this is quite a large topic, so I wanted to avoid making it a large video. So let's have a look at this first one. It says here that the perimeter of this shape is 40 centimetres and it wants us to find x. Now we know that the perimeter means that all of the sides added together is equal to 40. So what this means is if we take 4x plus 4, that side there, add on the other side, which is x minus 3, and then add on that final side, which is 2x plus 4, once we add all that together, it must equal 40 centimetres. Now, in order to actually use this to solve for x, we need to collect the like terms. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to underline my x's. So I've got a 4x plus an x, which is 5x, plus 2x, which is 7x. I've then got 4 minus 3 and a 4 again. So if I do 4, take away 3, that leaves me with 1. Add on 4 is 5. And that equals 40. Now what you can see here is we've actually got an equation very similar to what we were looking at in the previous video. We've got a two-step equation. So to solve this, the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this 5. So I'm going to take that 5 away from both sides. So I've got 7x left, and that equals 35. And then to get rid of that 7, the opposite of 7 lots is to divide by 7. So this leaves me with x equals 5 centimetres. So that's forming and solving an equation when we've got a perimeter. Next we have this. Now it's got the angles in a triangle and it says here, find x. Now here, we need to be aware that the angles in a triangle add up to 180. So that means if I take this angle here, which is x, add on this angle here, which is x plus 30, and then add on my final angle, well, it's a square. Now you should be aware that a square means that it's a right angle, and a right angle is just 90 degrees. So we need to add on that final angle, which we know is 90. And that is going to be equal to 180. Now to solve this, you can see we've formed the equation, but we're going to first simplify it. So I've got an x and an x here, which is 2x. And then I've got 30 plus 90, which is 120. And that equals 180. Now I can go ahead and solve this equation. Very similar to what we did last time, I'm going to get rid of this 120 first by taking it away from both sides. That leaves me with 2x here, and if we do 180 take away 120, I'm just going to have 60 left over. And then the opposite of 2 lots of x is to divide by 2. So we're going to get that x is 30. So there you can see how we've formed and solved an equation where we've got angles. So that's the first two ways that it can come up. And like I said, this is a broad topic, so there may be other ways that it can come up that you haven't seen in this video. Now I'm just going to have another look at a perimeter one again, just to show you the slight difference in this one. Now again, we know that the perimeter is all the sides add together. But you can see here, we've not got a side here, and we've not got a side here. However, you need to use your knowledge here that opposite sides in a rectangle are equal. So that means this side here is 4x plus 2 and this here is x plus 7. So now we can say, well, I've got 4x plus 2 and another 4x plus 2, and then I've got x plus 7 and another x plus 7. And when I add all that together, it's going to give me 98. So again, let's simplify this. I'm just going to underline my x's. 4x plus 4x is 8, add on x is 9, add on another, we've got 10x's. Now for the numbers, I've got 2 add 2 is 4, add on 7 gives me 11, add on another 7 gives me 18. And that is equal to 98 centimetres. So again, we're just going to solve this equation that we've made. So the main skill that you need to be aware of here is actually setting up those equations. So to solve, we're getting rid of that 18 by doing the opposite and taking it away from both sides, which leaves me with 10x equals 80. And then getting rid of that 10, we're going to divide it by 10. So I'm left with x equals 8 centimetres. And therefore we found x. So you can see how there you're just having to straight away use that fact that opposite sides are equal before you can go ahead and write that equation. Okay, now the final example we're going to look at to finish off this video is a worded problem. Let's have a look. It says here, John is 4 times as old as Chloe. Chloe is 9 years older than Max, and the sum of their ages is 93. How old is Chloe? Well, what we first need to do is we need to come up with algebraic expressions for their ages before we can go ahead and solve this. Now you'll see here, we know that John is 4 times as old as Chloe. So we know that his age is in relation to someone else's. And then it says Chloe is 9 years older than Max. So what we've done is we've been given information about Chloe and John's ages in relation to someone else's. However, Max, we don't have any information about his age in relation to anyone else's. So we can just say that Max is X. We don't know anything about Max's age. However, Chloe is 9 years older than Max. So if Max is X, whatever his age is, if we add 9, we're going to get to Chloe's age. And then John is 4 times as old as Chloe. So if Chloe's age is x plus 9, John must be 4 lots of that. So let's expand that out and see what we get for John. So John is going to be 4 times x, which is 4x, 4 times 9, which is 36. So Max is x, Chloe is x plus 9, and John is 4x plus 36. So now, let's have a little look at how we can write an algebraic expression for the sum of their ages. So the sum is 93. So that means if we take Max's and Chloe's age and John's age, we're going to get an answer of 93. Now, as before, let's simplify it before we try and solve this. So we've got x plus x, which is 2x, add on 4x is 6x, and then we've got 9 add 36, which is 45, and that is equal to 93. So now, just as we did before, we're just going to solve this. So first of all, I'm going to get rid of that 45 from both sides, and that leaves me with 6x is equal to 48. And then to find out what x is, I need to get rid of that 6 from both sides by dividing both sides by 6, leaving me with x is 8. So therefore, if x is 8, Max is x, so Max is 8. Chloe is 9 years older than Max, so we're going to take 8, add on 9, which is 17. Now, we don't necessarily need to work out John's age, but we can work it out if we want to, because it's only asked us how old Chloe is. But if we did that as well, we'd say that John is 4 lots of x, which is 8, and then we need to add on 36. So if I do 4 times 8, that gives me 32. Add on 36, he would actually be 68. So hopefully that's given you a bit of an idea about how to approach different problems where we're having to set up and solve equations. What I would recommend doing now is having a little Google and trying some of your own. Like I said, they can come up in a variety of ways, and this is just an introduction to help you out. Hope you have enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing you in the next set of videos. Thank you for watching.